Hello, it's Pikoala here, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. So I'm bringing another speed build, something a little different, a little bit of mixture of everything, residential. I mean, technically it's purely residential, but it has a little bit of a business aspect to it. So I decided to create an animal rescue or animal sanctuary, whatever you may call it. So I kind of got inspired by, or most of my inspiration was inspired by this game. You know, when you're playing The Sims or you're like playing a specific game for like a while and you're like, you know what, I want to venture out, something a little bit different, something that you usually enjoy or you would enjoy, you just want to venture out, right? So I kind of was in that way, in that zone. So I was not streaming. I was on Steam, like looking through, and I found this like animal rescue game, and it's actually like really fun. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more of like kid-like on my part, but it really wasn't. If anything, it was actually a little bit difficult. And I think they're coming out with the second part of the game this year, which is actually really cool. So I got inspired by that because although I was playing with it, you know, you can't there's some aspects that it didn't have that I wish it had. So it had like basically you're running your own shelter, your own animal rescue. You go through this whole I guess basically database of pets that need to be rescued, and then they go to your rescue and you basically set them up. You build this entire like a cat pen and like a cat run or a dog run, all this cool stuff. You can have like kittens and do it like a nursery, whichever, but you couldn't like obviously have the like day and night, and you couldn't have like the realism of doing a business per se. You couldn't have like a character create, like you couldn't do any of that. So that's when The Sims came in. I'm like, you know what, maybe I can incorporate that in The Sims. So that's kind of where my inspiration was with that. So I basically had a vision of a sim that I just wanted to play something a little bit different of a vibe in my regular gameplay or my like let's play, more of like a cutesy vibe, completely different G shade that I played with, like kind of colorful, vibrant, but more like cutesy, I guess you call it. And I'm not like a huge, I love neutral tones and everything like that, but for some reason, and of course my favorite color is purple, but for some reason I'm like, let me build this house very cutesy. I was going towards purple, but then I like went towards pink, which isn't my most favorite color ever, but for some reason with this G shade and like just the sim that I created along with it, it just I thought it was perfect, and it's so cute. But I wanted to create this really cutesy, cheerful sim that I can just see is like a vegetarian. She's super cheerful. She loves animals. She's a huge animal lover. And her goal in life is to rescue all the strays in the entire sim world and get amazing homes from them. If she can't give them homes, then find homes for them basically. And then I wanted to create some rules along with it. Now, I looked up like to see if this was a thing. I looked up on like YouTube and online to see if like animal rescues have been built or like a challenge or anything like that. I didn't really see much. I mean, I saw like this mod. I will link it down below, but it had some glitches or like something like that. I don't think it was like fully worked on. So that was the thing. Like I wanted to try and make an animal rescue functional, but in the most vanilla way, like the most vanilla aspect way. The only mod that I think I'm using part of this is like the MC Commander mod, which is the most common mod, and that literally like controls like everything in the game. So I was able to find aspects in that mod that can help and bring this, I guess, gameplay alive, so to speak. Now, it was kind of like a little bit play testing as I was doing, and I am, the next video after this will be like a gameplay that you guys will get to see, and I'll explain more in detail, like step by step, the process that I was kind of going through. to again make it more functional. Because I was scared to like download all these mods and all that and then glitch the game or break my game. And I'm just like, let me try and see if I can make this like as functional as possible. Um, so so I did it. There was definitely a lot of trial and errors, and you'll definitely see that in the gameplay. But I kind of just wanted to explain to you guys kind of a little bit, like a little breakdown. So obviously her little cottage where she lives, her domain is like right smack in the middle. Um, in the front, you'll see like I use that horse ranch sign where it just reminded me of like, yeah, it's a ranch, but also like it just reminded me of like a country western uh, sign that could be like for a rescue, basically. So I used a lot of horse ranch. I used a lot of cottage living. Obviously, the most I used was the cats and dogs expansion pack, because that's another thing too. Like with building this, my inspiration was towards because I create my stories, I create my storylines, my Sims, and they'll have a pet here and there. Sometimes they won't have a pet because having a pet is, maintenance and whatnot in the game, especially when you have multiple Sims and then trying to care for a pet. It's just like there's something lacking in one of those. Like you really don't appreciate playing like every single Sim like you wish you can, right? Um, but I wanted to really focus on the cats and dogs in the game, and everything that came along with the expansion pack, like the vet skill and you owning a veterinarian clinic. I just really wanted to like embrace that basically. So back to it also, I know back to mods. So I know there's a popular mod as well where you can control your pet. So like you can literally control them walking somewhere, or like you can control them like using the bathroom, going like clicking them to go eat. But that was another thing I wanted to make a challenge, because I just felt like I like the aspect of not controlling your cats and your dogs or your pets in general. Like I like that aspect. I like the aspect of your sim that you're playing with has to, figure out what's wrong with your pet, or your pet's communicating with you by like whining or crying or having like a little speech bubble on top of his head. Like I love that. I love that part of The Sims. Like although it was cool, like I believe in The Sims 2, like you can control the pets, but it was a lot of work. Like for sure, it was a lot of work. But I like this part, so I didn't want to download that mod also because it is known to be glitchy. So I actually like never even use it. I just like watch people on YouTube use it, and it's definitely good to a point. Like if you're really trying to make like a game, not a gameplay, but like a story mode type of, or story life, and controlling where your pets want to be, like for sure that mod would work perfect. But just for say like in this challenge or this gameplay, like I just wanted to steer away from that. But yeah, so her home domain is smack in the middle, and then she has her little office like connected to it. Another cool thing too is like you're able to control like the fencing, the doorways, like what pets can go in and out, specifically which pets, or all pets, specifically what Sims or whichever. So there's a lot of like if you were to download this on the gallery and then play it yourself, you will have to like do it yourself. I don't think that whatever I set it to, it won't be set to that when you download that. I'm pretty sure. So there is some aspects to that because I wanted to make it more realistic. And you'll see, like I said, in the gameplay video of me like locking and unlocking some of the, I guess you call it kennels. And I didn't want to make this like a traditional kennel rescue with like the cage doors or the cage fences with the cage doors. Like I wanted to make it more homier, more vibrant. Something if like, I would, my long dream, long-term dream is to open up like a huge rescue, like a huge farm, a huge rescue, and just, having like a homey, very environment to like stray pets and getting them a home and stuff. So that kind of inspired me as well, because I just want it to be as homey again as possible for them. And yeah, just each of the cats and the dogs, they both have a run. And I found out later on too that the cats can actually go through the obstacle course too, not just the dogs, which is cool and it makes sense. But I just, for some reason, I didn't know that. I don't know why. But whichever. So I try to make it because the cats and dogs rugs, they have specific rugs that, you know, only cats can go to that area or dogs can go to that area. So I do put that there, and then I also do lock the doors to make it more like secure. So, you know, the dogs can't go in the cat domain, the cats can't go in the dog domain. So again, you may, if you download this on the gallery, you may have to make it that. My concept on the cat run too was like those big windows, and I believe that's from the eco living one. I wanted the cats to have like that view of outside, so whoever is not outside, because you know, whatever, like if they want to be inside or if it's raining or whichever or something, they can look out the window. And I put like on the other side, you'll see I put like a little the bird tree, so that way they can watch the birds as well. And, you know, I was back and forth with how I wanted the cat and dog runs to look, like how I wanted the exterior to look like. Because I didn't know if I wanted to give it like a full on roof like I did with, you know, her home. I just thought it looked a little strange. But I feel like looking back, maybe it wouldn't, you know, just whichever you prefer. But I just went with this because it looked a little bit more. I don't want to say commercial, but like, I don't know. You get the point. But yeah, so I tried to use a lot of the shrubs and everything like that, cuz again, I don't use a lot of these stuff. Like I don't use the shrubs with the cats and the dogs. I thought that was like so cute and perfect. And as you can see, that's the rug that's set to dogs only allowed. And yeah, and then I added the sign. So like those, what would you call that? Like a sign holder or sign stand, like you see right there with the little dog sign on it. I didn't realize that cats and dogs came out with like already made ones and then empty ones, and then you can literally customize it the way that you want, with any of the signs and the like stickers, so to speak, that cats and dogs came with. So you can customize it however you want, which is really cool, and I really love that. And I did create like a little bathtub area for the dogs because I can't tell you, oh my goodness, with dogs in The Sims 4, the amount of puddles that they want to roll in and baths, I'm like, oh my gosh. And another thing that I loved was the muddy paws. Like, I completely missed that item in The Sims 4 that came with the cats and dogs, and I thought that was perfect. So I put that in the bathroom because that's literally like the realism of playing with dogs in The Sims 4. They just are always dirty, like no matter what. Um, and then yeah, I just put like at least a bowl, a bed, and then I had like that little newspaper decoration just to have. I thought it looked kind of interesting. Even though like in the gameplay, I have them go out before they go to bed, so that way they're not like using the potty like inside the clinic, or not the clinic, their little domain there. But you know, accidents happen. And then I make sure that I put like two toys or a ball or something in each playpen. And then I have like a separate, you know, uh, toy box like on the outside. Um, and yeah, I was going to use CC like beds because they were like more plushier. And I think for my own gameplay, like I'll probably just get CC beds or use them just because they look more comfier. In The Sims, they look really flat, kind of, so they don't look the comfiest, but they're cute visual aspect wise. um so yeah, I was looking through all of the Sims 4 like items and decorative, like, because there is little sneaky like things hidden that have with cats and dogs. or cutesy things that I definitely wanted to make sure I looked through and added, because it definitely could add a lot of character to the build. um, and yeah, I tried to use some of the horse ranch stuff too, like the ranch cleaning decor. Like it comes with like a broom, a bucket, and all that. But I also did it kind of steered away from like the cutesy vibe, so I was trying to play with that a little bit too. And I definitely wanted to give it more of like a whimsical as far as like the trees. So if you see like the different colored trees and like the white and like the cherry blossom or whichever, that was my aspect to it. But you can always change a color to the trees if you like. Like just put like regular greenery trees, and then you can always change the color to like everything else, to be honest, because the ones that I use, like they have all different color swatches. um so it looked really nice. But yeah, so two bathtubs and a little laundry unit. I wanted to, again, to make it as realistic as possible. And then I used some decals from the bathroom. Is it the bathroom clutter kit? I think. And it has like all those really cool like bathroom decals, like with the little fish and like the seaweed. So again, that made it like a very cutesy vibe that I loved. And I didn't have a lot of like wall space, so I couldn't really use as much as I wanted to. But with the tree there, like I don't know, I just thought that was like super super cute. Um, and then yeah, the towels too, that made it a little bit more messy because they're in a rush, they're bathing, they're drying, like trying to bathe and then dry a dog, like just again trying to make it realistic. A little hair dryer there that I added to like that shelving unit. And I just wanted to make sure I had like a fish, an aquarium in each run too, and the Robobot, because that thing saves a lot of time. Because I did keep the dust bunnies. What is that called? Which pack is that called? Whichever. I left it on so that way it gets dusty or hairy or whichever. Um, so I did leave that on. But that Robobot really does help for sure. These little shelving things that I put in front of the cages is where like the picture frames would go. So every pet that we rescue, we take a picture of the pet, we frame it, and then we put it on that stand, and then we name it, so that we know that that kennel is only supposed to be for that specific pet. And that's how, obviously, like I said before, we can lock it and unlock it for a specific pet or a specific sim or whichever. Um, but just adding in like the greenery and the foliage, that was kind of interesting to do. I think I'm getting a little bit better at it as time goes on, to give myself the practice. Um, but I think now I'm going to the cat run. So the cat run, I feel like I could have added a little bit more to it as well. But like my concept was, obviously I could have maybe like built a rundown animal shelter, right? And because that's like kind of the concept of the where I was getting the inspo from that game on Steam was. But I had this vision and I was just like, you know what? Let me just spend a decent amount of money to make it the vibe that I want it to, and then upgrades can come. Because if you see, and I think you'll see it at the end as well, because I don't know if I built it yet. I might have. Towards the back on the right, I built a like unfinished veterinary clinic. Now, when your pets get sick, you obviously bring them to the veterinary clinic. I did not test out yet if you're able to treat your pets like at your residential home lot with the necessary vet items. I did not test that out yet. If you know, let me know in the comments down below, like if you could do that. But I definitely want to explore that skill, and that's the next step, is definitely like building a vet clinic in the back. And if I'm not able to use it, if I am able to use it, whichever. But I know you can do exams on pets, and I think you can treat them, and I'm pretty sure you can make medication and like create it on like the specific chemical analyzer that came with the pack. So, definitely looking forward to that. So that's definitely something that I didn't build. I'm like, you know what, let's raise up money to do that for sure. So the the color palette I was going for, again, like very pink, blue, yellow tones for both of the runs. Um, and, like I basically could have, or I wanted to make every single kennel like a different color palette just to kind of give it a little bit more, I don't know, like a fun, cute vibe, because I do like the cute color swatches to all of them, and they all match together. So I just wanted to give it that as well. Um, but and then I use, like, I don't know, these cute little, I guess, like height measurement decals. I think that's from the small pet stuff, like the ones that came with the hamsters and all that. Um, I think that came with that pack, and those, like, it added such perfect cuteness to the build as well. And I made a little like utility closet to the right, just a little bit different where it's like enclosed, because I feel like I don't know, like in my head, like I'm just like cats can get into everything, they can jump on everything, and I couldn't imagine having like a utility shelving in the hallway, or like able to have access to the cats where they can jump on it and like knock everything down. And having cats of my own, if you have food left out, like they'll get into it for sure. And dogs can do the same, but I just feel like cats are like more ninjas like that. So that's why I closed that off. And I actually end up taking out that window, and I put a door because I have the dumpster. So I try to put like a dumpster in the back, because my vision was that like when clients come in, or like potential adopters or adoptees, when they come in, like I don't want them to see dumpsters everywhere. So I tried to have the dumpsters like facing, or have them all the way in the back facing outwards, so that way they're not like being seen. So that's why I end up doing like a door there, just so it's easy access to my sim. Um, and yeah, and the little house too. So the house that she lives in, it's definitely expandable. Like you can definitely work around it. I do create a garden. Now in this build, I don't show the little home, but you will see it on the next, like the gameplay video. So definitely watch out for that. I just wanted to show you guys like the main the main idea behind this entire build, which is the rescue itself. So yeah, but definitely the terrain I loved. I added like the same terrain from the ranch pack, the horse ranch pack. Oh my goodness. And then I just added the cottage living, like really pretty tiling as well, because I thought it just fit so perfect. But we're getting to the screenshots, and I really loved how it turned out. It's just so cozy. Like I will link down below the reshade that I used too. It just makes it so cozy. But this is the dog run. Super cute with the paw prints. And I put like a pet door like in every like next to the door. And then this is just like an idea of what I did, like the frames of the dogs. And that's one of the rescues, the strays that we did. And this lot, again, I'll explain more in detail in the gameplay, but it has the cat domain and like the dog domain lot traits, so you'll have a lot of strays coming in. But yeah, and then this is the cat domain. I was gonna do the paw prints, but I feel like they're a little bit too big. I feel like they're more dog paw prints, but I thought overall this was pretty cute too. And they have like different types of litter boxes, so like the easy ones or the ones that they literally have to like go in and scoop. And then I have like little seating areas out in the cat run and the dog run too, so they can just sit and watch all the pets like just enjoying themselves. That's the little this is the office, which I absolutely love. It came out really cute. I use like the city living table over there to make it like, they are basically signing in and filling out an application. And that's my sim sitting, enjoying. That's her, it was her employee, and then she fell in love with him. And now they're running the business together, running the rescue together. I wouldn't really call it a business. I don't know why I'm calling it a business. But rescue, yes. And the cute little her bathroom is so adorable. Oh my god, we put a little laundry unit in there as well. That wallpaper is from the oh my goodness, the snowboarding pack. I'm so bad like remembering them off the top of my head. I'm sorry. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your suggestions down below. But I'm gonna skedaddle, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.